You doing all right this morning, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, we doing all right.
This will be a quick one.
Okay. Pick up your medicine. You're ready. Thank you.
I'm getting them on now, Your Honor. He's setting it up now.
Okay, no problem. I think I need to admit them. There we go.
I think we're ready to go, Your Honor.
Okay.
Morning, Ron.
Hey, good morning. Let's see. I'm gonna get everybody sworn in, and then we'll do the individual defendants.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is September the 5th, 2022. The time is 10:38 a.m. This is Clayton County Magistrate Court first appearance, and my name is Judge Daniel Nagel. Today's proceedings is going to be an informative hearing, not an evidentiary hearing. But before we begin, I just need everyone's cooperation in one thing. I just need everyone to please raise your right hand. All right. And do you swear or affirm statements that you shall make shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You can say, I do.
I do.
All right. And now you can put your hands down. Now, as I stated, this is an informative hearing. That means that I'm going to give you some information and I may ask information of you. This is not going to be a place where you tell me why you shouldn't be charged, what the evidence is against you, why it's not good enough, why you were improperly detained, what defenses you may have, who did it, or anything like that. The facts of your case, I'm not concerned with hearing that version from you. That will be for a later date and time. It'll either be at a preliminary hearing, an arraignment, a plea date, or a trial. All right. The purpose of this meeting is to make sure that you understand what charges have been brought forth against you, whether some, all of them are going to be dismissed, whether some or all are going to move forward, what your bond is if you're going to be receiving a bond, and when your next court date is. Now, to go over a couple things, if some or all of your charges are dismissed today, that means that I did not have enough evidence to keep these charges moving forward. Later on down the road, law enforcement, the DA's office, the solicitor's office, they could bring these charges back as long as they are within the statute of limitations. I don't know whether they're going to do that or not. Some of the cases may be dismissed because there's certain information that was missing from the warrant. It doesn't mean that you did do it. It doesn't mean that you didn't do it. It just means that law enforcement didn't give me the information that I needed. Again, they could go back and add that information, and then another judge could reissue a warrant for your arrest. Okay. If you're going to be receiving a bond, I will let you know what your bond amount is. Some of you may have special conditions of your bond. The most typical special conditions are to stay away from a certain business or a certain residence. That means that you do not return back to that property or you're in violation of a court order. That means that you could find yourself going back to the jail for violation of a court order, as well as your original bond being revoked. Another special condition is no violent contact with somebody. That means that you can still be around them, you can still talk to them, but you can't do anything that would be considered violent. Yelling, cussing, screaming, punching, kicking, throwing things, threatening, anything like that. And again, you could be in violation of your bond. And then lastly, the most common type of special condition is no contact. No contact means exactly what it sounds like. No contact. No texting, Instagram, Kik, Tinder, Snapchat, Facebook, whatever creative method that you think that you can use to contact somebody, it'll be found out. And then if it gets found out, guess what? They could come off your original bond and you could be charged with another crime. It could be stalking, violation of court order, both, one of each, I don't know. But if you have a special condition of your bond, please make sure you abide by it, because I imagine that you do not like being in the Clayton County Jail and you enjoy your freedom. So take that very seriously. All right. I'll then let you know your next court date. If you bond out, guess what? You do not have to attend your preliminary hearing. Your case will automatically be sent to the state court if it's a misdemeanor. It'll be sent to the superior court if it's a felony. Okay. Just make sure that your information is up to date with the sheriff's office and the clerk's office. Okay. If you do not bond out, your next court date will be your preliminary hearing. There you'll be able to meet with an attorney, either one that you hire on your own or one of your friends or family members hires for you, or someone from the public defender's office, whether it be Lister and Holt for misdemeanors or the state public defender's office for felonies. There you can discuss with them all the defenses that you have, what evidence that you have, what evidence the state doesn't have. You can have a hearing if you want to. They can negotiate your bond if you want them to. They can negotiate a plea deal if you want them to, right? But that's for your preliminary hearing date. Lastly, you have the right to hire your own attorney if that's what you want to do. If you don't want to hire your own attorney and you qualify for a public defender, then I'm happy to review your application and appoint one for you. You all had the opportunity to fill out an application. Some of you refused to do so. For those of you that refuse to do so, I can only assume that you want to hire your own attorney. Otherwise, you will have filled it out. If you now tell me that you want a court-appointed attorney, I'm going to have to ask you some questions. And be advised that anything that you say is being broadcast live, so people can go back and watch this if they want to, which is another reason why you don't want to tell me anything about your case, because the DA's office or solicitor's office go back and watch this. And if you start talking about why you did or didn't do what it is that you're accused of, they can use this against you, right? So I'm not going to ask you the facts about your case. So be very mindful of that. Once I have gone over all the information about your specific case with you, I'll ask if you have any questions. If your question is not limited to, what are the charges against me? What is my bond? Do I have any special conditions? And when is my next court date? I'm probably not going to be able to help you, right? Because this is an informative hearing. A lot of times I get the question of, well, how much is it going to cost to bond me out? Typically, and everyone pay attention because I don't want to have to say it again, typically, whatever your bond amount is, a bonding company charges between 15 and 20%. Okay, so for example, if your bond is $10,000, 15% of that is $1,500. 20% is $2,000. So you're looking anywhere between $1,500 and $2,000. That's not a guarantee that it's going to be 15 to 20%. That's just typical rules out there as a practicing lawyer that I have noticed. So I'm not going to know the exact details. Or you can pay the exact amount to the sheriff's department and you need to work that out with them. I do not control how the payments get processed. I also do not control how quickly you're able to bond out. We only have, I think, about 13 or 14 of you. We're going to go through this as quickly as possible, make sure we cover all the grounds that we need to cover. And then once that's done, I'm going to send the paperwork over to the sheriff's department and then they'll start processing it. So please be patient. If your charges are getting dismissed and this is the only thing that's keeping you here, be patient. Don't get in any more trouble and then you'll be free to go so long as you don't have any pending issues in Clayton County or another county. If you're waiting on a bond, again, please be patient. It can take a couple of hours for us to get the paperwork lined up and people to scan it in the system and for bonding companies to get it. So just mind your P's and Q's. Don't get in any more trouble. And if you follow the rules, this should be a very easy and streamlined process. When I'm speaking to you, please make sure that you speak loudly and clearly. Some of you may be wearing masks. Sometimes the distortion may occur where I can't understand what you're saying. Please don't nod your head up and down or shake your head left to right. I need a verbal response from you so I can make sure that you understand the information that I'm giving you. All right. So with that being said, we'll start with the females first. All right, ma'am. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Jermisha Latrice Lee.
All right, Miss Lee, you are charged with 1 count of theft by shoplifting. That is a misdemeanor. And 1 count of obstruction of a law enforcement officer. That's also a misdemeanor. I will tell you, I do not like obstruction misdemeanor charges. I almost dismissed that particular charge against you. However, I don't have to have enough evidence to find you guilty. I just need this much evidence against you. And so even though I personally don't like it, there's enough there. Okay. Now I am giving you a bond on both of your charges. Okay. The bond on the shoplifting charge is $2,000. The bond on the obstruction is the lowest I could go, which is $1,000. Okay. So your total bond is $3,000. Okay. Now you do have a special condition of your bond. So remember what I said about special conditions.
Yes, sir.
Please, please, please do not go back to Walmart on Jonesboro Road. The address is 6065 Jonesboro Road in Morrow. If you
Yes,
need
sir.
to do some shopping, go to Kroger, go to Publix, go to Food Depot. I would strongly suggest don't go to any Walmart. There's one in Riverdale, there's one in Stockbridge, there's one in Rex. Just stay away from the Walmart until your case is resolved, okay? That's going to be the best thing for you to make sure that you enjoy your freedom and not end up in the Clayton County Jail, okay? Your next court date is going to be September the 20th. If you bond out of jail, you don't have to go to that court date. Just make sure that your information is up to date with the sheriff's office and the clerk's office. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So are you going to be able to make that bond of $3,000?
Probably.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, like I said, if you bond out, you don't have to go to your next court date. Now you have the option to hire your own attorney, or you can have a court-appointed attorney. Which one would you like?
I signed the paper.
Okay. All right. So some people fill it out not knowing whether they want one or not. So that's why I asked you. So you want me to appoint one for you. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All right, I'm going to assign an attorney for you. If you change your mind, that's fine. You can just let the attorney know to file the paperwork. All right, any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, you're good to go. Good luck to you. All right, what's your name, ma'am?
Brianna Reed.
Okay, Miss Reed, give me just a moment. All right, Ms. Reed, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. That is a misdemeanor. I am going to grant a bond in this case. It is going to be the lowest I could really go is $1,000. Okay. Now I don't know the history of you in this particular location, but they don't want you to go back there. Okay. So part of your bond is going to be that you do not go back to the Publix located at 2035 Mount Zion Road, okay? I don't know if you used to work there, or you have a friend or family member that works there, or whatever the case, but if you need groceries, just like I told her not to go to Walmart, she can go to Publix. You don't go to Publix, you can go to Walmart, okay? All right. Just make sure you stay away from there. It's not going to be, there's nothing good for you over there. I assume that you don't like being in jail, and it's not worth it coming back to jail just for going over to Publix, okay? Don't try to tempt fate and like go to the, I know that's in a shopping center. Don't try to be sneaky and go park in the Publix parking lot and then go to the thing. Just stay away from that area, okay? Your next court date is going to be September the 20th. If you bond out, you don't have to go to that court date. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like?
You can appoint one for me, please.
Okay, all right.
question also. I wanted to know if my bond was like a cash bond or do I need to go through like a bonding agency?
So, if you have 1,000, you can pay directly to the sheriff's department. There may be some fees and stuff associated with that. Or if you go through a bonding company, like I said, it's usually 15 to 20%. So on $1,000 bond, it may be $150 to $200, give or take a little bit. And the reason, and if it's less than 1,000, a lot of bonding companies won't do it. Because there's really no money for them to gain on it. So that's why I put it at 1,000 to make sure that a bonding company will still get you out and it doesn't cost you a lot of money. Okay. I'm going to grant your request for a court appointed attorney. Do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Elizabeth Roman Vera.
Ah, okay. Just a second. I know I have your paperwork. Ah, there we go. Just a second. Okay. All right, Ms. Roman Vera, you are charged with 1 count of driving under the influence less safe, 1 count of driving under the influence child endangerment, another count of driving under the influence child endangerment, too fast for conditions, and improper lane change. Now, all of these are misdemeanor charges, okay? And so I am going to grant a bond on them. For the warrant ending in 13845, the bond is $2,500. For the warrant ending in 13846 is $2,500. The too fast for conditions is $500. The improper lane change is $500, and the warrant ending in 13849 is $2,000. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. So the total bond altogether is $8,000. Okay, are you going to be able to make that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Sure. Can we just, your next court date is going to be on September the 20th, but if you make that, you don't need to, if you make your bond, you don't need to go to that particular court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
Can you appoint one for me, please?
Yes, I will. Let me just make sure. Yep, will. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Yes, sir. Carolyn Michelle Sedgwick.
Okay, Miss Sedgwick. Give me just a moment, Miss Sedgwick. I just want to confirm something very quickly, please. Ooh. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. All right, Ms. Sedgwick, what I was looking at was to make sure that your bond was commensurate with the charges against you. I just wanted to double check, so it's actually going to work in your favor, I believe. Let's see here. Okay. It appears this is the first time that you've been in trouble in Georgia. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. I just wanted to double check. All right, well, that works out in your favor. All right, you are charged with one count of removal of baggage from the airport. Although the amount may not be that much, in Georgia, that's a felony, okay? Whether it stays a felony later on down the road, who knows? That may be something that you can work out with your attorney in the district attorney's office. But there's enough evidence there to keep the case going as a felony. The bond is going to be $2,500. Initially, it was going to be $5,000, but I just wanted to double check about the criminal history, and for someone who has not been in trouble before, that's where it should be. So you do have a special condition as part of your bond, okay? It is to not go back to the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Now, do you live in Georgia?
I do.
Okay. Is that in Evans?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So do yourself a favor. Don't go back to the airport, but I'll put in here unless you have a plane ticket to fly somewhere. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Unless you have a valid plane ticket, right? And that's to protect you, to make sure that you're not tempted to get in any trouble and protect the citizens at large, okay? Again, the bond is going to be $2,500. Now you have a court date of September the 19th, but if you bond out, you don't have to appear for that court date, okay? Do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
If you would please appoint an attorney for me.
Okay, all right, I will do that. Are you going to be able to make your bond, you think?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
That's all the females that I have.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good.
Thanks, sir. You have a good day.
All right, you too. All right, sir, can you tell me your full name, please?
Brother Anthony.
Okay. All right. Mr. Anthony, you were charged with one count of theft by receiving stolen property. Now, you're one of the people that didn't fill out your paperwork. Did you not understand it, or did you just want to hire your own attorney?
I'll probably hire my own attorney.
I got you. Well, good news. There's no need for you to do that right now because I'm dismissing the case against you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Again, I don't know if law enforcement, if the DA's office, they could bring the case back if they want to. Okay. I don't know if they will or not. I have no clue. It's none of my business. I'm not going to tell them to. I'm not going to tell them not to. They're not going to ask me my opinion. But my understanding is that you had a couple co-defendants. Because I'm dismissing the case against you, I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. Okay. What I can advise you of is just to be very careful of who you're hanging around and who's hanging around you, because as you see, look at where you are right now. You may not know anything about the circumstances of why you got arrested, but here you are. It doesn't change the fact that you're still here. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, very good. Well, I'll draft the order to dismiss the case. If you don't have any pending charges or violations of probation in Clayton County or anywhere else, then you'll be released sometime later on. Okay.
Okay. So,
All right. Do you have any questions?
all right, so I was just gonna say, so when I leave, I can make a phone call for somebody to come get me.
I don't know, man. That's up to the sheriff's department.
Okay.
Okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Randy Baker.
All right, Mr. Baker, give me just a moment. Get my stuff together. All right, Mr. Baker. Oh, I don't know why I didn't put a bond amount on here. Mr. Baker, you were charged with 1 count of robbery. It is a felony. I am going to grant a bond in your case. Bond is going to be $7,000. Okay. You do have a couple special conditions as part of your bond. All right. Number 1 is stay away from Mickey or Mikey Hamilton. I'm assuming you don't even know who that is personally, do you? Okay, very good. And then secondly, do not go back to the Best Gold Mart located at 4140 Jonesboro Road in Forest Park, okay? So just stay away from that place. I imagine that you don't want to be locked up anymore.
Sir. No,
Yeah,
sir.
all right, I hear you. So that place and that person don't exist in your world. Wherever you see them, you go the opposite way, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, your next court date is going to be September the 21st. If you appear for that, or if you bond out, you don't need to go to that court date. Just make sure that your information is tight with the sheriff's department and the clerk's office.
Okay.
Now, do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you
Yes,
want?
I actually have my own attorney.
Okay, who's your attorney?
I forget his name. My mom got an attorney for me though. I thought he was gonna be here this morning.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to ask you. If I knew him, we could possibly get them on, but if you don't know their name, that's okay. I mean, you're getting a bond, so they don't really need to do much of anything as of right now. But they can be in talk with the DA's office and work on your case. Just make sure whoever it is, they file the paperwork and they'll know what to do that if they're familiar. So the court system knows that they represent you, okay?
Okay.
All right, do you have any questions?
Sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you, sir.
Darby.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Stevie Darby.
All right. You are charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. Let me see here. I remember this. I am going to grant a bond in this case. It's going to be of $4,000. Okay. Now, the other person involved, is this your sibling or parent or what?
Parent.
I'm sorry?
Parent.
Okay. What's your parent's name?
Stevie Darby.
Oh, you have the same name.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. So let me see. How old are you? 22 minus 1, you're 21 years old. Do you live with your parents?
Yeah, I do. I'm not 21, I'm 19.
19. Oh. It says here that your date of birth is 11/18/2002. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, well, 20 years old. I'm sorry, I can't do math. That's why I went to law school. Are you currently in school? Are you working, or what's your status?
Currently unemployed.
Okay. The reason why I ask is because, let me ask you this. Do you have somewhere that you could go that's not your parents' house? Do you have any family members or anything outside of your parents?
Yeah, but they don't live in Georgia.
I see. I don't want you to be homeless, because that's not good. That's only going to push you to do things that you probably shouldn't be doing. But at the same time, you understand that I'm in a very difficult situation where I don't want you to go back home and cause another scene. Does that make sense? Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm putting a special condition of your bond to not have any violent contact with your dad, right? Now, remember what I said earlier, no violent contact means no yelling, no cussing, no screaming. You know, in the eyes of the law, you're a grown-up. Even though you're young, you're still 19 years old, you're a grown-up. And you see where if you act out of hand, you see where you go, right? And I imagine that you don't like it, right? Because you're 19 years old, you'd rather have your freedom and doing what you want to do. But there's consequences. So no violent contact with your dad. Did you graduate high school?
No,
Okay. What's the last grade that you completed?
I think 11 or 12.
Okay, so you almost got there. You just need to see it through. I'm going to put as another special condition of your bond that you need to be either working full-time, going to school, doing something, but there's plenty of jobs out there. There's a shortage on labor. And I mean, it's a lot better than when I was younger because they weren't paying $15 an hour. They were paying like $5 an hour. Okay. So part of your bond, in order for you to keep your freedom, is for you either to be in school, be working, or a combination of the two. Do you understand? Remember what I told you, I don't need this and I don't need this. You have to audibly.
Yes, sir.
All right, there we go. Okay, the bond is going to be $4,000. Now your next court date is going to be September the 19th, 2022. If you bond out, you don't need to go to that court date. Do you want to hire your own attorney or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Wait one for me.
Okay, I will do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, not at this current moment.
Okay, all right, well, good luck to you.
Dewberry.
Give me 1 second, sir. All right, sir, what's your name?
Nicholas James Dewberry.
All right. Mr. Dewberry. All right, you are charged with 1 count of entering an auto, which is a felony. The bond is going to be $5,000. 1 count of criminal attempt, that's $3,000 felony, and then 1 count of loitering or prowling. So you are going to have special conditions of your bond. Do not have any contact with Jose Osorio. I'm assuming you don't even know who that is, do you?
I'm sure.
Okay, then it should be fairly easy for you to not be near that person, right? At least willingly. And then also do not return to 264 North Main Street. Okay, don't go back to that address. I'm sure you heard me tell the other people, you have contact with that person, you go back to that address, guess where you end up? Right back where you are right now. And I imagine that you don't like that, right? All right. Let me see. Also, don't violate any other laws while you're out on bond. Your next court date is going to be September the 19th. If you make your bond, you don't have to appear for that court date. Just make sure that your information is typed with the sheriff's department and the clerk's office so you don't miss future court dates. Now, you have an opportunity to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like?
Report one for me, sir.
Okay. I will do that for you. Do you have any questions about your case, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, you're good to go. Good luck to you. All right, what's your name, sir?
Tyler Dixon.
All right, Mr. Dixon. All right, Mr. Dixon, you are charged with one count of driving under influence, which is a misdemeanor, improper lane change, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. They're all misdemeanors. I am going to grant a bond on the DUI. It's $4,000. On the improper lane change is $1,000, and then the misdemeanor marijuana charge is $1,500. So your total bond, 4, 5, 6 is $6,000. Okay. Let's see here. Your next court date is going to be September the 20th. If you find out you don't have to appeal for that court date, just make sure your information is correct with the sheriff's department as well as the clerk's office. Now, it says here that you didn't want to fill out your court-appointed paperwork, so I'm assuming, do you want to hire your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you already have one?
My family is doing it.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, just make sure that they file the correct paperwork to let the court system know that they're going to be representing you, okay? All right, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you. All right, what's your name, sir?
Arthur Hickson.
All right, Mr. Hickson. Mr. Hickson, you are charged with misdemeanor count of terroristic threats, misdemeanor battery, count of violence, and misdemeanor criminal damage in the second degree. Well, let me make sure that that's a misdemeanor. Hold on. I believe it is, but it might not be. Misdemeanor. Oh, you know what? That criminal damage is valid. All right, so on a terroristic threat misdemeanor, the bond is going to be $5,000. On the battery family violence, it's going to be $3,000, and on the criminal damage in the second is going to be $3,000 for a total of $11,000 total. Okay. Now you have a couple special conditions as part of your bond. Number one is do not have any contact with Sade or Saul.
We still live together, y'all know. Like,
Okay.
she came down to fill out.
Don't talk yet. I'm gonna give you an opportunity. Just chill. Let me get through it. Okay. You will get an opportunity to speak. You have to understand, I have an obligation as a judge to protect you so you don't get in any more trouble, her so she doesn't get in any more trouble or cause any more incidents with you, right? Anybody that y'all live with, and then the citizens in general, right? Because sometimes things spill out and innocent people get involved, and it's not good for you, it's not good for anybody, right? So nothing is permanent, but I have to make sure that I have to protect you, her, anybody you live with, and the citizens, okay? So bear with me. I'm not saying that it's going to be fun, right? Sometimes things are difficult. But as of right now, okay, you can't have any contact with her. If you have children together, you can have contact with the kids, just not her. How do you go about doing that? You have to make arrangements, okay? Also, you can't go back to the 10840 Sunfield Way in Hampton, Georgia. Now I know what you're about to tell me, that you still live together and that's your address, correct?
Correct.
Okay, but it says here on your application that you have an address in Riverdale.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's what we moved. That's what we moved when we left him.
I gotcha. Okay, well, if she's there, if she's there, you can't be there until another judge goes behind me, right? If your defense attorney works out a deal with the district attorney's office that says that you can go back there, that's fine. But this isn't the place that can happen because this is just an informative hearing, okay? I will tell you this, don't take the risk. Don't do anything dumb and think that you can go back there, because if the police officers got involved one time, guess what? You do anything, they get involved again. It's not worth the risk of you coming back on another felony and a violation of my court order and all this other stuff over thinking that the police won't get called again. I'm telling you, I was a district attorney. I was a criminal defense attorney. They will. Okay. So it's not going to be easy, but you got to listen. You got to pay attention. You got to follow this court order, because if you don't, you're gonna come back and you might not get a bond, and then you'll be there stuck, okay? And you don't want to throw your life away over something like this. I'm gonna keep the don't return to the address in Hampton. If you don't live there, it doesn't really matter. There's no reason for you to go back, okay? The next court date is going to be on September the 21st, 2022. If you're not bonded out of jail by then, you can talk to your attorney and they can work out a deal with the DA's office. The DA's office has a victim witness thing. They'll reach out to Miss Thomas and and she'll say, yes, I want him to come home. No, I don't. I don't know. It's none of my business, right? But y'all can address that later on down the road. But for now, don't have any contact with her.
Do you see how old this case is? You see the date on it?
Yeah, I'm the one that signed the warrant. Yeah, it's from April. That means that.
No,
that
this
means
is February of this Super Bowl. This happened Super Bowl.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's from it's from Valentine's Day, February the 14th, right? I'm the one that signed the warrant. That's my signature. So that at least that tells me that you haven't gotten in any more trouble since then, or you would have got picked up already, right?
Right.
So I mean, look, man, I understand. I get it, sir. Things happen, right? But let me see here.
Criminal damage on my own shit.
You're a grown man, you know.
Right.
You have to deal with situations like a grown up. You're not a little kid. You're not 19 years old like the person a couple people before you. You know better, right? I get it. Wives, girlfriends, significant others, they get on your nerves. It's just part of being an adult, man. You have to deal with it like a grown up and not deal with it like this, okay? So do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Appoint me one for now.
Okay. All right. And if you change your mind, then just make sure that the attorney that you represent files the appropriate paperwork. Let's see here. Now, do you have any questions about your case for now?
You said no. You said don't go back to Hampton. I ain't gonna get calling on the phone because that's who's gonna come bum me out.
Here's the thing. She can contact you, right? Because she's not in front of me. I don't have any power over her. I'm the judge for your case. But
what I'm saying is I'm about to leave out of here. Go get on the phone and tell her to come pay my bond.
Yeah, don't do that, because that's going to be recorded and this is recorded. So don't tell me you're going to violate my order. That's not very smart.
That's not what I meant by it. I'm trying to get some understanding. That's the only number that I even got contact with somebody to get me out of here at this moment.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man, I get it. It's difficult. You have to be creative. You have to figure out a way to get yourself out. But my order is don't contact her. She does not exist in your world.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm telling you. All right. I don't, it's hard. That's all I can tell you.
All right, man.
All right. Good luck, man. All right. What's your name?
Ronald Moore.
All right. Ronald Moore? All right. Mr. Moore, you are charged with one count of driving under the influence, which is a misdemeanor, and then failure to obey. Oh, I see. Basically a misdemeanor obstruction charge. I am going to grant the bond on your case. On the DUI, it's going to be $3,000. On the misdemeanor obstruction, it's going to be $500. Okay, so your total bond is $3,500. Your next court date is September the 20th. If you bond out, you don't have to go to that court date. Would you like to hire your own attorney, or would you like me to appoint one for you?
You're appointed for now.
Okay. I think you barely qualify, but I'm going to do it for you anyway, okay? Just because of the nature of the charges against you. All right. Again, if you bond out, you don't have to go to your preliminary hearing date. Do you have any questions?
Nope.
All right. Good luck to you. All right, what's your name, sir?
Clayton.
Mr. Prather. You were here with Mr. Anthony, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you hear what I told him?
Yes, sir.
You also didn't fill out your paperwork, but the only good news I have for you is that you didn't need to because I'm dismissing the charge against you. Okay. Just like I told Mr. Anthony, I don't know whether the DA's office is going to bring the charges back or not, right? It's not a technicality. There's no such thing as technicalities. There's just not enough legal evidence to hold you. So I'm not going to do it. But just like I told Mr. Anthony, you should be very mindful of who you hang around in the circumstances that you put yourself in, right? Because it doesn't even mean that you could do it. You don't have to be doing anything wrong. As you see, someone else could be doing something, and guess what? You get caught up in it. And now look at where you are. To me, I enjoy my freedom, so it's not worth it. I would hope that you enjoy your freedom as well, and you don't like being in jail. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So I'm not going to have any control over you, and other than this generic advice I'm giving you right now. So just be mindful, if you don't have any violations or probations or any pending charges in Clayton County or anywhere else, I'll be submitting the dismissal when I'm done with court, and then sometime the jail will get you processed out, okay? Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, please don't come back, Mr. Prather. All right, sir, what's your name?
I'll tell you, Thompson.
All right. Mr. Thompson, you were here with Mr. Prather and Mr. Anthony, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, did you hear what I told them?
Yes, sir.
All right. Unfortunately, your situation is slightly different than theirs, okay? The good news is I am going to dismiss the theft by receiving stolen property charge against you, okay? However, you still have two other charges that they did not have. One of them being possession of a firearm by a felon and reckless conduct. Now, the possession by a felon charge is a felony, the bond, and I am going to grant you a bond. It's going to be $5,000.
Okay.
On the reckless conduct charge, I believe that's a misdemeanor. Let me double check. It is a misdemeanor. The bond is going to be $5,000. So your total bond is going to be $10,000. Now, I dismissed their cases, but I still have some, although limited, control over you. I don't know who's to blame. It doesn't really matter to me. I just know that 3 of you got arrested, and only one of you has a case moving forward. So I'm going to put as a
me.
Yes, that's
I don't
right.
see why, because there was another guy, but he ran with it. And whatever.
Hold on. Hey, remember what I told you about this being broadcast? Remember?
Yes.
All right. Save that for your defense team. Save that for your lawyer. Don't put it here, because all you're doing is giving the state a heads up of what your defense is going to be.
Sir.
Keep that between you, God, and your lawyer.
Yes.
Okay. However, I am going to put as part of your bond conditions that you don't hang around those 2 gentlemen.
Okay.
I don't know if they got you in trouble. I don't know if you got them in trouble. I don't know if this other person got all y'all in trouble. I don't know. I don't care. But what I do know is that all of y'all came to jail together. So you might want to be very careful of who you hang around. So don't hang out with Willie Anthony. Don't hang out with Tyree Prather. If y'all are friends, you're not friends until your case is closed or the judge changes this order, okay? All right. Now, you have an opportunity to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Right now, as of right now, just give me one.
Okay. Got it.
Hey, and then land truck, can you lower one of them bonds down for me?
Well,
I got cash, but I ain't had no 1,000 in cash.
I got you. Well, it's my job. I have to look at everybody's case individually and, you know, it's nothing personal against you. I just look at, you know, the charges and things like that. So I'm comfortable where the bond is, but once you speak with your defense attorney, if you're not bonded out, your next court date is going to be on the 19th. They can try to talk to they can talk to the DA's office and see if they're willing to give you a lower bond. Okay.
Right now, I'm at $10,000.
That's 10K total. That's right. On 2 charges. I'm getting rid of one of them. I'm getting rid of the charge because I didn't have
5,000.
That's right. Are you currently employed?
No.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grant your request for a court-appointed attorney. All right. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay. All right. Just to be clear, don't hang out with those 2 gentlemen because, like I said, I don't know who got who in trouble, but for your sake, you want to keep everything tight with your case and talk to your defense attorney. So don't get yourself in any more trouble. All right. All right. Good luck to you. All right, sir. What's your name?
Nicholas Williams.
Mr. Williams. Oh, what is this here? Hold on. I had some extra paperwork. All right, Mr. Williams. All right. So you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, which is a felony, 1 count of battery, which is a misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal trespass. Now, normally in a situation like this, I wouldn't grant a bond, but I am going to grant one in your case. The bond on the felony is going to be $10,000. The bond on the battery is going to be $2,000, and the bond on the criminal trespass is going to be $1,000. So the total bond is $13,000. Okay. Now, again, I know that you're shaking your head and stuff like that, but don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Save it for your lawyer. All right. Keep it between you, God, and your lawyer. You are going to have a special condition to not have any contact with Lonnie Taylor. All right. Now, it's just like I told the other gentleman, a couple people before you, that may be difficult, but you need to be resourceful and figure it out. So wherever Lonnie Taylor is, you don't go. All right. That person doesn't exist in your world, because if that person exists in your world, so does the Clayton County Jail. You don't want to be back. Okay. Now, if your case is closed or another judge modifies the bond, then that's fine. You can do whatever it is that you're legally allowed to do. But until that time, don't have any contact with Lonnie Taylor. Now, your next court date is going to be September the 21st. If you bond out, you don't have to appear for that court date. Just make sure that your information is right with the sheriff's department and the clerk's office. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
You can appoint me attorney.
Okay. All right, I will do that for you, sir. Do you have any questions about your case?
Yes, sir. I just have one question. This is my first time even being in jail, first offense of anything. So, it's no way that I could get a lower bond, because I've never even been in trouble. I've never been in trouble before besides traffic.
Well, remember what I said. Normally, I wouldn't even, if these types of allegations are true, right? And I only need a little bit of evidence, I wouldn't even grant a bond at all. In your case, I agreed to grant one. So the fact that you have a bond is kind of a, I know that you don't look at it this way, but it's kind of a blessing already. And so, I'm not inclined to lower it right now. But again, on your next court date, the 21st, the defense attorney can ask the judge or the DA's office if there's room to negotiate that down. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. That's all that I've got.
Yes, Your Honor. And then you said Mr. Martinez and Owens again continue for tomorrow?
That's right. I'll be doing first appearance tomorrow, so we'll handle them then, because I think Ms. Bermudez or somebody will be here for translation.
Okay.
Okay. All All right. Y'all have a good rest of the day. All right.